opening bounce.
This broadcast of BFNL
Bearing Supplies. Ali, phone 53676766. Community radio made in
5 FM. Perfect timing as we're about to get play underway for a return to football after a fortnight of COVID interruption. Ryan Kemp in the middle for the Devils. McCullum to assume the ruck duties. Pogging Horn in the middle as well with Leonard. There's the tap. We'll give that to one to McCullum. First clearance out of the middle to Baker. Long left foot kick inside 50. Who's at the back? Will it sit for right? He got a terrible bounce. Cadman was clean below the knees. Quick hands to Angwood, who was tackled and dispossessed. Turnover imminent here. The Quick takes the mark for North Ballarat. Onto the left. Nice and cruising, but dropping what he should have taken. There was the youngster there in Arts, but had time to butter up with the hand pass. Got it to Leonard. Went out wide looking for Loader. Tackled and bailed up there by Beecham. Ball at ground level. Not a bad start here by the Devils, albeit the opening minute. Left foot kick there from Leonard. Goes towards half forward. Riding leading into the race for the ball ahead of Locke. But the boundary line beats them both over the line for a boundary throw-in. First clearance to the Devils. They'd be happy with that through the agency of Baker. No score yet. Darley kicking to with the aid of the breeze, albeit pocket to pocket to the town end in this opening quarter. There's the boundary throw-in. Tap one there by McCullum. Quick hands there by Azapati. Hurry kick out of the congestion. There's an early touch there by Spiteri. Got it towards outer side centre wing. Taking an absolute classic there was the youngster there in right. Ready right with a contested mark. Plays on. Confidence lifter for those looking to Angwood on the lead. He's got 3 to beat. Probably should have taken the mark with a bit more touch. But spills through his hands. Ball at ground level. Whistle sound. There'll still be a ball up. Encouraging start for the youngster there in right. He'll be hearing his name plenty more in the future. And with a bit of luck for the Devils, a little bit more this afternoon. But the umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go the way of North Ballarat. It's going to go to the big fella McCullum. Lord knows what a man of this size has for breakfast as he plays on. Right foot kick goes to the outer side, centre wing. There's an opportunity here. Might be Bromley Lynch out there, is it? With the right foot kick, awkward style. Right foot kick, it was Loader, in fact. Long right foot kick towards half forward. Tanner couldn't take the mark for the Devils. Ball spills free. Opportunity here for North Ballarat, but it sits for them. Pockinghorn gets his first touch. Right foot kick was poor. And well read, intercepted there by Azapati. The redhead Jack Riding stands the mark. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to stand. You just can't move. As Azapati goes out wide looking towards Hawkins. Son of Doug couldn't take clean possession of the ball, goes through his hands and rolls over the line for a boundary throw-in. Grant Millard not far away from joining us in the commentary here this afternoon. Fridge will be back for the second half. We have no score as yet. Tap one by McCullum. We expect to hear that a bit this afternoon. O'Brien, bull mid, tries to break the tackle. He can't. Loader goes to Soccer. Oh, excellent pick up there by Kemp as he ran away over the middle of the ground. Goes onto the left boot. Kicks okay. Finds Angwood on the chest. On half forward. Here's an opportunity here for Angwood. It goes short. Go back to Kemp. Miss the target. 50-50 ball here. Players fighting over it. Kemp lending assistance there was Coots Major. Umpire's going to decide holding the ball here. And it's going to go against Curran. The free kick will go to Coots Major. Coots Major takes advantage of the man on the mark's inability to move, and he goes right to the top of the square. Right, the fly couldn't take the mark. Inglis at ground level. Hands were a little bit wide for Cadman. Threw his hands over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the Devils pressing. A couple of forward 50 entries encouraging early. Kemp with a couple of touches. Polkinghorn with a touch early. And used to throw in. McCullum manoeuvres his way to the front. Baker's there. He's happy to see it over the line as Elliot Lamb throws the ball back to the boundary umpire. 15 metres around from the Darley goal. They kick with the breeze, which is a little bit more telling out on the ground. McCullum with strength, knocks it to ground level. Baker does the sharking. Hurried left foot kick goes across the face of goal. Hobbs had to wait for it to sit, and he spilled it. Chance here for right. Wild hand passes. He was tackled, was intercepted, and Lamb will get North Ballarat out of trouble momentarily with a right foot kick. Bounces end on in over the line for a boundary throw-in right in front of the North Ballarat coach's box. Neither side have hit the scoreboard yet in the opening minutes. There's the throw-in. McCullum gets out bustled there on that occasion by Fenton. The umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go Darley's way. Fortunate there. And Fenton, who did all the body work, plays on with a hand pass. Got it to Azapati. Right foot kick. North Ballarat, 3 players go up. None can take the mark, but it spills freely and bounces up to the favourable hands of Hobbs, who got the ball to outside centre wing. Azapati might have caught one eye. The umpire said no, Art's over the footy. He got the second one in the end there, the umpire, and as a party with ball in hand. Way up the options. I'll be looking to hit the score. He goes short, looking for Cadman. He can mark. Marks ahead of Tom Bromley-Lynch. So Cadman, speak of Joel, goes wide and short. It's a poor kick. It's well read by Simons. He'll cop the free kick and or mark. So just outside the defensive 50 here for North Ballarat. Deep in the pocket. Goes short. Kicks okay. Finds Bromley-Lynch. Good player, this young kid. Right foot kicks poor. Just gave him the commentator's curse there. That short kick was intercepted there by Beecham, who looks to play on. Tumbling right foot kick. Normally a kick you'd see in an earlier game, as Angwin couldn't take the mark, but his physical presence has been good. Chance here for Cadman. Left-hand hand pass over towards Kemp. Cop one over the shoulder, and he'll take the free kick. Right in front of us here in the commentary box. Too far out to score, Kemp. About 65 metres out from goal. No score on the borders yet. Darley kicking with the aid of the breeze, and it'd be fair to say they've had their fair share of possession. Kicks low and good, and finds Angwin. As I spoke about before the game, any mark inside 50 from the big fella, they'll be hoping to capitalise the Devils. Because you'd think, come 5 o'clock, they'll have inferior numbers in their forward 50, so they'll need to capitalise. And Angwin, he's played a couple of games in the reserves, gave footy away, took up boxing, and he's gone back on a Ben Brown run-up. There's no crowd here, so I'm trying not to put the players off because the voice is penetrating across the plains here at Darley Park. As Angwin from 52 metres is going to miss off to the left and miss everything out of bounds on the full. So an opportunity gone begging there for the Devils, and Hobbs will bring the ball back into play. Kicks okay. Looks like Perks with ball in hand, is it? And he goes to the Social Club side. Defensive 50 players set themselves. Opportunity here for Kemp. Quick hands to Harley Inglis. Just throws the ball on the boot. Hard foot more than anything else. Gets the required distance, but offline and through for a minor score. So the Devils might want to take a photo of that scoreboard. They've hit the front here at Darley Park. Just for how long they can hang on to the lead is the big question against these ladder-leading giants of North Ballarat City, as Hobbs brings the ball back into play. Kicks good. Goes to Nash. Right foot kick along the line's okay. Finds Loader, who marks on half-back. Just in front of us here in the commentary position. Harry Loader with ball in hand. Weighing up the options. Darley pushing back along the line. Well, goes in the McCullum direction. It's going to have too much gas on it for him. And to McCartan, off hands over the line for a boundary throw-in. Outer side centre wing. McCartan might have just caught one in as he went back into the pack there. Never short on courage, the captain. Boundary throw-in. Darley lead by a point here at Darley Park. Boundary throw-in. Tap one by McCullum to O'Brien. A bull of a mid. He looks like a player. Gives the hand pass over towards Art. Art's right foot kick inside 50. Shallow entry, but an effective one at that. The mark's been taken there by Hodgson, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal from about 50 metres out. Kicking against a breeze. He'll take a good kick. Swirly breeze here at Darley Park, and into the breeze. And Hodgson has an opportunity to put North Ballarat City in front here. 45-degree angle. approach is good. Good play, Hodgson. Keeps the ball low, takes all the breeze out of the equation and makes no mistake. And he's put it through. Hodgson gets his first, and it's the first major of the afternoon. And North Ballarat City, 1 goal straight, 6. Lead Darley, 1 behind. Quick look around the grounds quickly. Bacchus-Marsh and Melton are level, a goal apiece. Same can be said for East Point and Redan. Sebastopol 14 lead Melton South 1. And Lake Widdery off to a good start, 10 lead Sunbury yet to score. Well, here at Darley Park in Apple, 98.5 FM's match of the round. It's North Ballarat City 6 leading Darley 1. The opening goal to Hodgson. There's the tap. McCullum was good. Went straight to Polkinghorn, who gave it to Simons. Right foot kick. Goes in the direction there. McKeldrew Arts did the sharking. Threw the ball onto the left boot. Dribbled wide, about 25 to 30 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal before the ball's forced over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the last couple of minutes, North Ballarat City have taken away some of that Devils' momentum or weight of possession, whichever way you want to look at it. Boundary throw-in. North Ballarat City into attack. Tap one by McCullum. Chance for Simons. Baker does the sharking. Page dispossessed. Could have dropped the ball, but the umpire called play on. Players in from everywhere here. There's a dozen or so around the footy. Baker in low. Gathers cleanly. But the umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up on half forward for North Ballarat. Outer side of the ground. 50 metres away from their goal. Pocking on with a couple of touches early. Same with Baker and Kemp for the Devils. Chance here for Fenton, the ruckman for the Devils. The undersized right foot kick goes only as far as riding. Quick answer, Polkinghorn missed the target. Chance here for Simons. But there's plenty of players around. The footy getting ridden into the ground there was Harley Inglis, and he'll take the free kick on half-back for the Devils. He switches play to the Social Club side of the ground. The kick's okay. Mark's taken there by Cadman. He can go further afield to Ward if he likes, but he'll go the longer option. Goes inside 50. Angwin's the target. Couldn't take the mark. Excellent ball there by the North Ballarat defence. Nash does the mobbing up. Left foot kick looked excellent off the boot, but it was cut off by Cadman. Half forward. There is no one in the Social Club there at Darley Park. A very unusual, sobering observation here. A bit like a practice match, really. As Leonard takes the mark on defensive side of centre for the Devils. He can go short with the right foot. It's okay. Missed the target, though. Poor kick in the end. Perks with the looping hand pass, looking there towards riding. He couldn't gather. Kemp was clean. Inglis was dispossessed after getting that hand pass. Ball's on half back here for North Ballarat. As they negotiate their way through trouble, through Lamb by hand. God, excellent blind turn there by Arts, who broke away. Right foot kick, that was excellent by the youngster. But the execution by foot letting down, and the mark's being taken there by Tanner on half back for the Devils. And he plays on. Right foot kick out there from the Devils is poor. Missed everything over the line, out of bounds on the full, if you don't mind. No pressure on that kick. Be disappointed with that. Speak there of Dale Peacock. So North Ballarat City, they're a mile away from us here on the other side of the ground. Tanner by hand there for the Devils. Ball spills free into the middle of the ground here. Dangerous here. Hawkins was clean. Speak of Ricky, hand pass was better. Good early touch there from Hawkins. Got it to Kemp. Kemp goes in the angled direction. Kemp was dumped as he kicked down the ground. Open forward line. Hobbs has won out there by himself because his opponent there, Angwood, has got the ball in hand. Just does a little 9-iron chip in the pocket. Looking for right in front. He's taken the mark. That would have impressed Brendan McCartney, a seasoned, most experienced coach in the competition. And Wright didn't let him down, setting an example there of what's to come from the Devils in the future. He kicks to the teeth of goal, but Hobbs has taken the mark on the goal line. Gee, that ball had a bit of carry with that breeze. I thought Wright just tried to sit the ball up there, but it just carried and went over the top, and reading it well there was Hobbs, and experience prevails. He goes by foot. Out wide, looking there towards Loader. He takes the mark. I speak of Fletcher. They're out of trouble. That was a penetrating kick from Hobbs. They're already outside their defensive 50 here as Loader goes along the line. It's a poor kick into the breeze. A few turnovers here from North Ballarat City, just not reading the breeze that well. Leonard concedes some ground. Well, there's a Very risky kick there by Peacock, but the Devils have got numbers. They need to be clean here. Page gathers the footy. Right foot kick to the outer side, centre wing, and the mark's being taken there by Coots Major. Plays on. Right foot kick's good. Devils have ball in hand. It's Hawkins out there. Tries to get around the would-be tackler. Now he's in a bit of trouble. Forced to go by hand. Looks for the safety of the boundary line. Found it in the end. Well, taking the game on. Just didn't pay off there for the Devils, unfortunately. And there'll be a boundary throw in, true centre wing, right in front of the social club there. No, it's not as if the Devils faithful have given up the ghost. They're just not allowed to in this afternoon. That's just the way it is. COVID's dictating what goes on here at local footy, but we're all happy to be here. Top v bottom, North Ballarat 6. Well, they're 12, in fact. They lead Darley 1 behind. Ball gets to half forward here for Darley. Kept running onto the footy. Excellent sharking there by the Devils. Right foot kick across the body. Has been cut off. And they'll get out of trouble here, North Ballarat. Right foot kick there from Loder's good. Mark's been taken there by Polkinghorn. So, no, that was Nash, in fact. Right foot kick gets towards half forward. Chance here for Loder. Gathered well. Got it to Reining. Back to Loder. Right foot kick inside 50. Leonard at the back. Read it beautifully, took a nice mark. He'll sleep well tonight, regardless of the result, as he plays on, gives the ball by hand to Azapati. High floating kick found Spiteri, who got around Polkinghorn. Hobbs approaches, but Spiteri goes by foot in the Coots Major direction. Drop what he should have taken, but it's sat okay for him. Can he finish with a goal? He's been paid a push in the back nonetheless, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal. His actual effort missed everything as we welcome Graham McMillan into the commentary box. And Naka, how are you feeling after that game one, age 52?
Yeah, a bit sore, Toddy, but it was good to be out there again and have a bit of a run around with the boys. But yeah, tomorrow morning will probably tell the tale, I think.
Of course, North Ballarat winning the reserve grade comfortably in the end after the Devils put up a bit of fight, but pride in the jumper game there for the Devils. They should have been proud of their effort. Despite going down, of course, the under-19s winning by a point earlier on as Coots Major has an opportunity. Second one of that, makes no mistake this time. And the Devils are on the board of the major front. They kick their first of the afternoon. They're 1 goal, 1-7. They trail North Ballarat 2 goals straight, 12. 5-point ball game. Devils kicking with the breeze. And Macca, having played in the earlier game, just how influential is that breeze to the town end?
Yeah, I don't think it's too much of a factor, Toddy. Even in the last quarter of the reserves, like we kicked 3 or 4 goals to the northern end. So I think if you move the ball well enough and you hold onto it well enough and your skills are good enough, you can score.
Back in the middle of the ground, McEldrew won the tap down to Leonard, who was dispossessed. Good play there by the youngster there in Wood to dispossess there. The ball spills free toward half forward here for North Ballarat. Chance for Ward, who's over the footy there for the Devils. Williams in from the side on top of Arts. And the umpire will come in and effect a ball up. So 2 goals straight. Oh, 1 goal, are they? They are just the 1 goal. Yeah, just an error on the website there. And I was right the first time, that goal coming through Hodgson. Good pressure there from the youngster there in Wood, but the umpire's picked out a free kick over the shoulder. It'll go to O'Brien. So John O'Brien, with ball in hand, will weigh up the options and send North Ballarat inside 50. Keeps the kick low. That's a good kick. That's how you do it. Arts takes the mark on half forward. Lively type, the youngster. Right foot kick out wide, goes in towards the direction of there of Quick, but he couldn't take the mark. The more experienced Leonard did the buttering up, gave him the hand pass to Page. His kick was smothered, but the 2 experienced campaigners combined in the end. Bit of a juggling act, but the right foot kick's effective nonetheless. The mark's being taken on half back for the Devils. By foot, they go along the line. Oh, setting himself there, taking another nice mark. There was Angwin. Just pushed up. While he hasn't played much footy, his fitness would be up there, given his boxing history. Kick's terrific. Found Ward in the middle of the ground. Can play on. Kicks to the fat side of Spiteri. Should sit for him okay here. He's got Polkinghorn on his hammer. Right foot kick keeps it low. Went looking here towards Kemp, but just didn't have enough on it. Ball ricochets back into the direction of Polkinghorn. His hands were good to Arts. He's been good in this opening term. Right foot kick to McCullum. Tries to struggle the pressure tackle of Tanner. It's forced to go by hand. Beecham goes under. Umpires picked out a free kick for the sweeping the legs. That new rule, Macca, that came in a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And Riding will take the free kick on half forward.
Protecting players sliding in wet conditions, but don't know that necessarily applies in these conditions. But yeah, a bit of an overreaction in my opinion, one in 150 years.
His kick turnover was poor. They've had half a dozen of those in the opening term as Coots Major takes a mark in front of Hobbs on the outer side centre wing from that rebounding kick out of defence. On the back of that poor kick from Riding as Coops Major keeps the ball low. Half volley gathered from Spiteri was terrific. Ran his full measure, got to 60. Right foot kick. Wright's got 2 to beat, goes off hands. It was Wood, in fact, off hands over the line and through for a rush behind. So, Darley 1 goal, 2-8 lead. North Ballarat 1 goal straight 6. We've been playing near 20 minutes in this opening term. As North Ballarat negotiate their way out of trouble through Nash, who got the ball further afield to the Social Club side centre wing. Players in from everywhere. Hawkins one of those. Tackle from Peacock was good, but the umpire says holding the ball. And he'll reward the youngster. Well, Peacock, how old is Peacock? Vicky? No idea. Wouldn't know if he was 20 or 40. There's the kick. Mark's been taken there by Bewley. Plays on. Baker did well to run onto his preferred left side. The kick's even better. A clever play there by Baker. You just see sometimes players running to the wrong side to their non-preferred past to get that handball received, and that was well done by Baker.
Yeah,
and the finish was good.
And he's just such a skilled player, Luther Baker. I mean, in the last few years, opposition clubs have really had to put a lot of time into him because when he does get the footy, he uses it and uses it effectively, and he can really tear sides apart when he starts to pick a lot of possessions up through the midfield. He's just a great user of the footy, Luther.
So they'll be looking to get bang for buck for their weight of possession here, and North Ballarat's turnovers into the breeze have kept Darley with some momentum in this opening term. Angwin needs to score a goal here. He shoots, and it is I reckon he snuck it just inside back up.
Yep.
Devils get their second. Angwin gets his first. And Darley, 2 goals, 2-14, lead North Ballarat City 1 goal, 6. We've been playing the best part of 21 minutes in this opening term. So the key players combining. It's going to be crucial for Darley's fortunes this afternoon. Macca, Baker, Kemp and Leonard and Page at the back.
Yeah, you certainly need, especially when you're going forward, you certainly need the ball in the hands of the players who can use it really well, and those guys fall into that category. And, you know, players like Page and, you know, even Darren Leonard, that's where those attacking moves can be springboarded from the half-back line. So that's what you want. You want the ball in the good players who can use it.
Devils up here at Darley Park. They do kick with the breeze though, but Macca Sydney can score against it. Probably a 1 or 2 goal breeze, but definitely pocket to pocket. Baker with the confidence up. Just as he went to gather, he just fell over at the crucial moment, lost his balance, but Devils have got numbers here. Chance for Kemp. He's got some space, took a bounce from 50. What's he going to do here? Weighs up the options, goes under Leonard, but the kick's been cut off. And they'll get out of trouble here.
Well done, Cadman.
Only as far as Cadman, though. Outside of the right boot's a good kick. Inglis somehow was the target. The smallest man inside 50. Weight of hands and numbers here through North Ballarat. They'll get out of trouble through Lamb. Goes in ball with the handball. Found Simons, who gave it back to Lamb. Right foot kick to the Social Club side centre wing. Quick is the target. He's a good player, this youngster. Wheels onto the left and back onto the right. Has a bounce. He was patient with his decision-making. Got the hand towards McCartan. Lock with a heavy pressure on the football, but the umpire said, you've given I a free kick there, Drew. Right foot kick from North Ballarat towards half forward. Chance for Riding. Takes a nice overhead mark. Left foot kick to the pocket. Players set themselves. The umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go against North Ballarat. Didn't look like an infringement at all there. I thought they were a bit unlucky there, City.
Just looked like a marking contest, didn't it, Toddy, between 4 players. So the umpire obviously saw something from the angle that he was on.
So it'll go against McKeldrew and Darren Leonard. Oh, no, might be that Tanner. Booming right foot kick goes out wide in the right direction. He's taken a couple of good grabs early, but he dropped that one. Lock onto the left boot. Showed a bit of dash, mind you. Kick to half forward. Howlett's hit for Angwin. Excellent defensive work there by Curran. thumped the ball back about 4 or 5 metres as the Devils were streaming down the ground. It was Curran was important in that contest. This ball goes to ground, and there'll be a ball up. Attacking side of centre wing, Social Club side of the ground for Darley. Tap one there by Wright, did well. Got it as far as Wood. His kick was intercepted. Ball at ground level. Umpires picked out a free kick. This one's going to go to Polkinghorn. Wastes no time. Goes short. Kicks a ripper. On half forward. Opportunity here for Quick, who goes out wide. Looking in the direction there of Loader. Ball bounces end on end. Chance here. Inside hand pass. Finds Fletcher Loader. Wearing the helmet today. Got around one tackle and another. The snap's terrific. If you don't mind, goal of the afternoon to date. Albeit just the fourth goal of the game. That was a terrific finish.
That's what I'm talking about, Toddy. You know, they've scored at that top end of the ground, and, you know, if you move the ball quickly and efficiently and you've got players who can finish it, there's no reason why you can't score at both ends of the ground today.
North Ballarat now. 2 goals straight, 12. Trail lead Sunbury 6. East Point 21, lead Redan 13. Melton 20, lead Bacchus Marsh 8. Sebastopol 32, lead Melton South 1 behind. I don't think Heath Pritchard will spend 2 minutes' time of his holidays in Ballarat. Macca, it's just been a horrible place for him. They're 0-14 from their last 14 trips up there.
Yeah, that highway curse that you talk about, Toddy.
Yeah, well, Melton South just keep it relevant for me. As long as they keep up their consistency, that's relevant. There's the ball up, tap one there by McCullum. Players could have raffled there. Simon's grabbed it, got it to McCartan, over towards O'Brien. Kick to an open goal square. Will it sit for Hodgson? He knocks it back over the head, looking there towards Riding. His tackle taken to the ground. Back to Hodgson. Left foot, quick kick across the body, if you don't mind. Spin it out, Toddy. Hodgson gets his second. And North Ballarat get their third. They're back in front here at Darley Park. They're 3 goals straight, 18. And
last 2 forward forays, 2 goals. You know, that's that efficiency I'm talking about, Toddy. If they get the ball against the wind and they can use it effectively and it results in goals, you know, that's priceless against the wind.
yes, and you can never underestimate the value of accurate kicking for goal. They could quite easily have had 3 behinds to date, North Ballarat. But against the breeze,
they're making it count.
They lead Darley by 4 points. 18 plays 14. Time on, opening turn. Tap one by McCullum. Got to Polkinghorn, who was caught over the shoulder. It was the actual umpire that wasn't officiating in the middle there that paid that free kick off half back to Polkinghorn. Wow, and the Devils will be left brewing that last minute where North Ballarat kicked 2 very late goals to go in with a quarter-time lead here at Darley Park. They're 3 goals straight, 18. They lead Darley 2 goals to 14. Quarter-time here, Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. It's North Ballarat with a slender 4-point lead over the Devils.
7-8.
This quarter is proudly sponsored by Darley Bearing Supplies, Albert Street, Darley. Phone 53676766. Discover your community on Apple 98.5 FM.
There goes the siren to get the second term underway here at Darley Park. It's North Ballarat who lead by 4 points, kicking with the side breeze. There's the tap one by McCullum, went searching towards Polkinghorn. Simon's over the footy there for North Ballarat. Baker with quick hands was good. Got it to Spiteri. Ran away the little racehorse. Right foot kick was ordinary. It's been cut off on half back. So they'll weigh up the options. Right foot kick goes along the line, finds McCartan, who gets some separation on Ward. True centre wing, just inside the boundary line. Probably 3 or 4 kicks away as McCartan's kick gets to the attacking 50. Leonard at the back, couldn't take the mark. Shark there by Beecham. He's tackled up and bailed up there by Hodgson. But he gave a free kick away in the end, and Beecham will take the resultant free kick and get the Devils out of trouble. Short kick, got to be good. Found as a party on the defensive 50. Turned and went. Just broke the tackle of Riding. Took a bounce on the hard pitch in the middle. Went by hand to Kemp. That was Baker, in fact. He wouldn't mind that though. Luthi goes onto the left boot. Goes on there towards right. He couldn't quite take the mark. Ball went to ground. North Ballarat with numbers. They'll do the mobbing up and they'll get out of trouble. Good play there by North as Tom Bromley Lynch feeds the ball off by hand. The mark's been taken there by Loader in the end. As Bromley Lynch keeps running. Left foot kick across the body's poor, cut off by Page. So between half back and half forward, they've really struggled to hit targets, North Ballarat. There's the kick from Page. That was pretty ordinary. He's just coughed it up. He just copped a little bit of a divot there as he kicked the footy. Mark's been taken there by Polkinghorn on half back. Out of sight of the ground. North Ballarat lead by 4 points. Short kick's okay. Finds Curran. He'll keep the ball low. Kick's effective. Finds Simons. He's had a bit of it. Right in the middle of the ground. He wanted to go by hand. He does. Back to Curran, who was stationary. Turns and then goes to the outside of the right boot towards half forward. Riding outstretched hands. Couldn't take the mark. Got away from Locke. Got onto the preferred left and missed everything off to the left. Out of bounds on the full. So Locke just getting a bit tested there for speed against
I know, but
Riding.
Riding probably had a little bit more time there than what he thought. I thought he could have made a better effort to put that ball to at least the top of the square, but wasn't to be.
Beecham goes to Cadman to Locke. That's a good kick from Locke. Found Fenton. Yep, he's the Darley ruckman. Plays on with the hand pass to Cadman. Short kick over the top. Was hopeful. Was pretty poor in the end. Couldn't find Inglis. Bromley Lynch has been good too. They've combined by hand here. Chance here for Nash. Close up against the boundary line. Somehow keeps it in outside of the right boot. Finds Riding now. It's got some separation. Look at that for a kick. Finds Fletcher Loader, who takes a mark about 35 to 40 metres out from goal. You can get a bit draining on the body, Macca, when you work hard to win the ball back and cough it up.
Yeah, you do, and that's why it's so important when you're bringing the ball out of your defensive half to make sure that you're hitting targets, because if you turn it over, you're going to get found out pretty quickly coming back the other way at this level.
So a Loader, chance that he's second. It's a high up and under kick, but it goes straight over the goal umpire's hat. And North Ballarat have got their 4th goal of the afternoon. Fletcher Loader has his second. Tom Hodgson has 2. And they extend their 4 goals straight, 24 now, North Ballarat. And Darley at 2-2-14. Spoke to Josh Chatfield moments before the opening bounce, Macca, and he said that he's hopeful of returning to adding a further dimension to that North Ballarat City potent forward line, eyeing a first week of the finals return.
Yeah, well, that's good. He obviously gives them a fair bit of firepower up forward. He was, nearly leading the league goal kicking before he got injured, so, he'd certainly be a welcome return to this side.
There's definitely a breeze because they're blowing all our papers off the table down to the city end.
They are, mate.
So, there's a breeze in the commentary box, so there must be a definite breeze out there in the middle of the ground as play resumes. McCullum in the ruck. There's the ball up. Wins that tap. Polkinghorn gathers. Dispossessed. Baker. Second effort was good. Got him a bit high though. Polkinghorn will take the free kick. Middle of the ground. The longer the game goes, the more he seems to accumulate, or has done so. Hasn't missed the best players in any round of footy this year. His right foot kick went out in the direction of two, so was dispossessed there by Williams. His right foot kick went looking towards Inglis on half forward. I speak of Harley. There's no Brad today. Chance here for Nash though. Went to go by hand and then by foot in the end. Will it sit for McCartan? His gather was clean. Through traffic. Leonard, left foot kick's okay and finds Toos. Presented well. Right foot kick. Goes into the direction there of Hodgson. Ball spills free off hands. And it's going to go through for a rush behind. Their first minor score of the afternoon. They're 4-1-25 North Ballarat. They lead Darley 2-14. And we've been playing 5 minutes in this second term. So Page brings the ball back into play. Leonard goes to thump because he was under the pump. His second effort was good. Toos wanted a free kick. The umpire said no. Leonard, another third 1% effort in that, just that passage. Just very Darren Leonard
yeah, it is very
style,
dour,
isn't
very
it?
dour and always in the contest, Big Daz.
So it's McCullum and Fence. We'll give that one to McCullum. We're looking for Simons. Baker was good. He had one hand keeping Simons off the footy, his other hand on the ball, but couldn't gain any ascendancy out of that congestion. And there'll be a ball up on the attacking 50 here for North Ballarat. So I'll go a little quieter because the play's going on right in front of us. I don't want to put the players off as Baker again. Second effort at ground level. He's harassed by two North Ballarat players. I'll speak of Fletcher Toos, one of those who's been lively forward, and Joey Simons.
That's what happens when there's no crowds at the footy, Toddy. Your voice transgresses a bit further.
There's the ball up. Tap one by McCullum. Baker again. Got one high. Yep, well, the boys travelling up to the umpire there. So he plays on by hand. Got it to Kemp. Through traffic. Keeps the kick low. Paul. It's going to be cut off. And the mark's been taken there by Lamb. Right in the middle of the ground for North Ballarat. Stops, props, and then kicks poorly, but it bounces favourably for Polkinghorn. Corner of the square. Right foot kick. Penetrating. Goes in the direction of McKeldrew. Could have been held there by Tanner. But the umpire said no. It's forced through for a rush behind. 4-2-26.
Once again, there we see the importance of the ball coming out of your back half. You've got to be able to hit those targets, or it comes back very quickly.
Page out of defence. Got the ball towards Angren. It could have been ridden into the ground. The umpire called play on. Fenton gathered the footy. Got it to Inglis, who was good against Nash. Won that 1-on-1. Went inside 50. Players set themselves. I speak of Major, but he can't take the mark. Weight of numbers prevail, and Loader goes out wide towards Hodgson, who's covered a bit of ground. Right foot kick goes to the true centre wing. Riding marks the footy onto the left. Goes towards the attacking 50, but a poor kick has been intercepted there by Darren Leonard. Haven't any of these blokes been able to kick a footy in the last fortnight, Macca?
Yeah, it's certainly going a lot back and forth between the half-back lines at the moment, isn't it? But
Page's kick was a lot better there. Found Fenton and then got it back off. Kept running. Kick into the breeze was an effort at that. Got it towards Wood. He kept his feet there, the youngster, but then he's knocked off it as North Ballarat again combined through numbers, and handball falls into the hands of Perks. Right foot kick out wide is good and finds Quick just inside the boundary line. Too far out to score. 65 metres out from goal. Squaring kick goes in the direction of McCullum. He's got height, but there was too much weight on the kick. And Leonard just took an uncontested chest mark 20 metres away from the North Ballarat goal. He comes commentary side, out of sight of the ground, whichever you choose. To Azapati took the mark. Right foot kick's going to make it difficult for Inglis. He nearly took a very good one-hander. It's a high kick to a small player. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but Inglis was terrific there. Got it back to Azapati. Ball at ground level, practically thrown out there by Cadman, but the umpire let it go. Chance here for Inglis. He's dumped as he kicked. Got it towards half forward. Angwin presents. Oh, nearly got the hand pass towards Kemp. He would have been away then. Excellent defence there by North Ballarat. Polkinghorn by hand. Gets the ball over towards McCartan. That was Leonard. In fact, left foot kick goes into the McCullum direction. The big fella. He got around one and had a shot on goal. Dribbling ball. Open goal square, and he's put it through.
Roved his own contest there, the big fella. All 6'8" of him, Cam.
Yes, and with your basketball history, Mackie, you might have seen the man.
Yes,
at some stage.
he's got some great basketball background. Cam McCallum was a Melbourne Tigers junior, played college basketball in America, and has also played at CBL level with NBL1. It is now with the Ballarat Miners when Guy Malloy was coach. So. Yeah, got a predominantly basketball background, Cam, but has adjusted to footy in the last 4 or 5 years.
North Ballarat lead by 3 goals. 5-2 plays 2-2. Tap one there out of the middle, straight to Lamb. It got it to Leonard. Left foot kick towards half forward. That was Brock Leonard. There's one of each playing there today. One for North, one for Darley. So I'll have to mention their Christian names so you know which team has the footy. Over the ball now as the party out of side centre wing. The umpire will come in and effect a ball up. Darley yet to add to their quarter-time score. They've got a big 15-20 minutes ahead of them, Macca.
Yeah, they have, Toddy. Got a bit of ground to make up because, it doesn't get any easier against the wind. But, if you're going to take the ball forward like we saw in the first quarter with North Ballarat, they were able to make it count. So let's see if Darley can get a score out of this forward move here.
So there was an indiscretion there from North Ballarat, and the resultant free kick will go to Azapati before there was a ball up. Finds Fenton, goes short. Kicks okay, was made look better. Ball fell back into the hands of Holt, who went forward, looking there towards Angwin, couldn't quite take the mark. Gee, they swarm quickly, don't they, the North Ballarat defence? They're terrific. Polkinghorns push back for mid. They combine through hand. They're going to get out of trouble again. The boundary line will help them as Nash is taken over the line by Kemp. And there'll be a boundary throw in on half forward out of sight of the ground.
A lot of very short kicking. I know they're kicking into the wind there, Darley, but a lot of very, very short kicking there. I was surprised that ball didn't probably end up at the top of the goal square and keep them in the contest that way. There's
the throw in, tap one by the big fella there in McKeldrew. At ground level was Baker. Left foot kick goes towards the true centre half forward position. How will it sit? And it'll favour Scully. And numbers again, they're very good. Hobbs gathers the footy, goes by hand. And North Ballarat send the ball towards the centre wing. Chance here for Arts, who breaks away here. He can take a bounce if he likes, but he decides to kick the ball towards the attacking 50. Sun in the eyes of Darren Leonard and McCullum. Leonard goes the thump, but there's numbers everywhere here for North Ballarat. There was a let off there, handball, but bounces favourably there for Riding. He's got time to measure the kick. And he sprays it off to the left, very similar to his shot on goal earlier.
Yeah, a bit of a wasted opportunity there, Toddy. He did have quite a bit of time there riding and turned on his left foot. Probably should have slotted that, especially with the wind.
Sebastopol 52 lead Melton South 3. Melton 33 lead Bacchus Smart 16. East Point 29 lead Redan 14. Sunbury 8 trail Lake Windermere 23. Bit of an unofficial elimination final of sorts going on at the Clark Oval this afternoon, Maggie.
Yes. A lot of injuries at Melton South as well. Apparently they were only going to field 16 players in their reserves today, so they were in the sort of the same situation as what Darley reserves were.
Ball comes back into play. It's a kick. Lamb nearly took the mark on half back there, but the umpire didn't pay it. Bit of a stacks on the mill now. North Ballarat City players pleading with the umpire. How about a mark if you don't die? But he says, no, I'll have it. He'll ball it up 55 metres out from the city goal. Tap one by McKeldrew. Riding in front, quick answer, Polkinghorn. Doesn't quite get the distance. Leonard goes to the thump in the goal square. Could have a second crack at it, but he decided to leave it towards Page, and then Arts gathered it. His hand pass only found Locke, who reciprocated and gave it back to Arts, who sent the ball to the top of the square. Hot footy on in earnest here, top of the goal square. How will it sit? Just spits out there for a rush behind in the end, so...
Thought he might have actually run through and just drilled that Riley Polkinghorn. His kicking skills are better than that. I don't know if he maybe didn't get it, but I thought he would have run in and kicked that goal.
So Page, they miss Collie out of defence by foot, but Page is equal to the task and goes short. Finds Inglis on the defensive 50 after Page ran his measure. Kick, 45 kick, had to be good from Inglis. Just went the 15. It was a taunt there from Harley. Got the distance there, Macca, the 15 from Harley.
Yeah, only just.
Spiteri along the line, right foot kick, goes out wide towards right, sets himself. There's a terrific mark taken there by Bromley Lynch. And numbers prevail again. Loader, speak of Harry on that occasion, and Lynch just outnumbering the youngster there in right as they go forward. Darley got numbers here. Just reading it well at the back there was Azapati, and he can go off on his bike with a right foot kick. Tumbling one at that. There's a foot race on in earnest here. It's Curran versus Major. It sits for Curran. Right foot kick from inside the boundary line. Misses to the near side. Minus score. Ball comes back into play from Leonard. The kick's okay. Inglis finds Fenton. Concedes some ground by foot to Page. Just went the required distance. Page has had a bit of it in this second quarter. Right foot kick. That's the better one for the captain. Good attack on the footy there from Bewley. And youngster there in Ben Wood just letting him know I'm not shy about hanging around with you fellas.
Yeah.
Bewley goes along the line. Rights the target, but it's been outpointed there by Hobbs, who read it better. Plays on, runs away, goes to look by hand, concedes some ground with a hand pass towards Simons. He got it over towards Skelly. His little lob wedge was poor. It's cut off in the middle of the ground there by Azapati. Another one of those short kicks you were talking about,
Yeah,
Macca.
exactly. Yeah, you've got to be able to hit the targets if you're going to kick them there.
So Azapati goes lateral out to true centre wing. Kick there from Williams goes towards half forward. The mark's been taken there by Angwin. Presented well on the attacking 50, and the Devils will be hoping they can, Angwin will want to play footy next year. They could certainly do with him there as another...
Yeah, as a focal point up forward. The thing that I'm finding, when you look at the ground here now, there is no one in North Ballarat's forward half of the ground. So, they're really, really pushing back. Darley kicking against the wind, really choking up those forward options and clogging up that forward line of Darley. So, really pushing back hard, North Ballarat.
So, Angwin must have had a blood rule because Baker took the resultant kick and found Spiteri laces out, but the umpire said you've got to bring it back. So Baker goes with a long raking left foot kick and misses off to the left, out of bounds on the full. So a few turnovers, a few out of bounds on the full. It's normally associated on a breezy day. Darley 14, trail North Ballarat 34. They're hanging in here, Darley, despite a 20-point deficit. Near 16 minutes gone, second term. Ball transfers towards the outer side centre wing. Arts is tackled, thrown to the ground by Kemp. That was good pressure. Oh, dangerous tackle against Kemp. Can you believe it? Let off there for City. So Arts will go inboard, kicks okay, finds Simons, turns, wheels and goes onto the right boot. It's all Darley here. They can raffle it. Coots Major takes an uncontested mark. They'd be disappointed with that forward 50 entry kick again, Macca.
Yeah, it's straight into the hands of a Darley player.
Coots Major measures the kick to the defensive 50. Bewley takes the mark. Right foot kick along the line. Floats out of bounds on the full. And it's going to come back as quick as it went in, Macca.
I know it's a windy day, and it's easy to say standing here, but you've really got to allow for that cross breeze when you're kicking that ball out. Otherwise, it's just takes it quickly over the boundary line.
Melts it out to a 23-point lead over the Cobras. Right foot kick goes in the McCullum direction. Down to the fly, unrealistic, I think. But the umpire's paid the advantage, called play on in the end, and now dropping the ball.
Wow, boy, I just the rule. Anyone think to apply the rule of common sense there? Like, there was absolutely no advantage to North Ballarat there, none whatsoever.
So Williams goes short, overcooks the kick.
You know,
misses young and bounces end on in over the line for a throw-in.
And you know what it's like in a game? Players' reaction times as well. I mean, you know, there was 4 or 5 players around that contest. How was there any advantage to North Ballarat in that situation?
Yeah, it's just sometimes you'd like to see that vision back. There's the boundary throw-in. Umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go Darley's way. Yeah, had a good minutes on the umpire front here, Darley. As they play on and get the hairball to Kemp. He's put Inglis under pressure. Numbers, Bromley Lynch. Hair pass over the head was hopeful for Polkinghorn. He gathered cleanly. Then was dispossessed and the ball was forced over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Sometimes in that situation, Toddy, I know, you know, footy's a possession game and all that, but sometimes there are points, even when you're kicking against a win, where you've just got to take distance and take territory, and that was one of those stages where they really needed to kick the ball forward there, Darling.
Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go against McCullum. The advantage paid to Baker. Left foot kick runs his full measure. Goes in the direction of Coots Major. He couldn't take the mark. Ball spills free, and there they are to mop it up. The North Ballarat defence through Curran. Tumbling right foot kick. Bounces another 30 metres after it landed. Fell into the hands of McCullum. Kick across the body from the big fella. Missed everything over the line. Out of bounds on the full.
He might be 6'8" and a big lump of a lad, but he gets across the ground all right, Cam McCullum, doesn't he?
Yeah, does so.
He certainly beat Aidan Tanner to the footy there.
He's often featured amongst the better players against Darley in their recent hit-outs. Such a big fella. I think he kicked 4 here against Darley in a losing side as Page's right foot kick gets beyond the defensive 50. Players set themselves. The only one who stayed down there was Curran. Did well. Got the quick hand pass over there towards Jenkins. He set the ball forward. Came off hands. Who's at ground level? The boundary line as the ball rolls over for a boundary throw. In Page is down. Not sure what happened there. But so they're calling out to the trainers, and Page is on the ground, and he looks a bit worse for wear. So that's all they need. Their captain, their inspiration in Page, who's had an excellent quarter in the back half for the Devils, and they've managed to keep North Ballarat to just 2 goals with the breeze in this term.
Yeah, he's a massive loss. I mean, he has got up and he is walking off, and that's encouraging. So I wonder if he's had a whack in the head or something like that. Is he holding something up to his head? He might have a cut on the head. But it's good the fact that he's actually jogging off, so hopefully there's no knee or ankle problem. He's got a bandage at the side of his head there, so he might have copped a knock to the head.
There's the throw-in. Tap one by McCullum. High kick out of the stoppage, goes in the riding direction, but the umpire's picked out a free kick and it's going to go to Beecham. It's going to go against the left footer.
Well, there was 6 1 half a dozen the other there, wasn't it? They were both having a cuddle, really, weren't they, in that marking contest?
Kick short, finds Baker. Just went the required. Beecham wanted it back, but that just would have been trouble. Just no awareness there as Baker chose wisely not to give, and he went on to the left boot. Goes out wide to half-back. Players set themselves. Bright was one of those. Couldn't take the mark. Through traffic there was Kemp. His hand pass was cut off just inside the boundary line. The umpire will come in and ball it up right in front of the Impey Social Club, that is the Darley Football Club, this afternoon. So we've been playing the best part of 20 minutes in this second term. North Ballarat 34, lead Darley 14. There's the ball up. Fenton got his own clearance there, but it's been cut off here, and here they go again through Simons. Left foot kick there. Into attack there for Quick, goes in the Hodgson direction. Probably dropped what he should have taken. Here's some assistance here from the Devils through Holt. Ran his measure, got tackled, taken to the ground. Polkinghorn's hand pass was sharp. Ball ended up in the hands of Riding, wanted to go by the left, but thought, no, I'll give it off to Quick. And Quick's put it through.
Gee, they move the ball well by hand out of the stoppage, North Ballarat, don't they? I mean, you could see the ball, stoppage was on the half-forward flank in front of the social room side there, and the ball came over the back, and they just came in waves and moved the footy and moved the footy and moved the footy, and bang, that's what it results in, a goal.
6-4-40 North Ballarat, their biggest lead of the game. They lead Darley 2-2-14. 26-point ball game, been playing near 22 minutes second term here under sunny skies and glaring windscreens here at Darley Park. North Ballarat with the breeze in this second term. They've added 3 goals. Darley added nothing against the breeze. There's the ball up, big thump there from McCullum running onto it now. Chance here for Simons. Got around, Baker just corralled in the end, so Simons went by foot, but reading it well there was Locke, who can wheel onto the left boot. Kick goes out in the Ward direction. How will it bounce for him? He got a terrible bounce, but it actually favoured Williams in the end. His right foot kick to the Social Club side centre wing. Foot race on in earnest, but again, numbers prevail. McCullum, his hand pass received was too hot for him. Another opportunity for the Devils to knock it forward. Just about held without it would have been Coots Major. Pressure from right was good. 50-50 ball. Who'll prevail here? North Ballarat over the footy. I speak of Skelly on that occasion. He couldn't gather. The umpire will effect a whistle and come in and ball it up. Attacking side of centre wing for Darley on the Social Club side of the ground. Looks like we won't get any rain this afternoon. Macca, I think that's promised for this evening.
Turned into a beautiful day, Toddy. I thought I was going to have to put 50 plus on in the twos game, but yeah, gee, it turned out to be a magnificent day.
So tell us about your shot on goal, 40 metres out in the twos there. Was it a kick to the top of the square, or was that a legitimate effort?
No, legitimate effort. Ross Gundry said to me when I came off, know your limits, mate. And I said, well, I was only 35 or 40 out kicking with the wind. I thought I was a chance.
Ball spills free here. Out of the congestion, it bounces favourably for Beecham. He put Ward under the pump. He's taken to the ground by Quick, but no prior, and the umpire will come in and effect a ball up. On half forward, Social Club side of the ground for North Ballarat City.
So I learnt the second time. Tom Evans was about 15 metres to my right, so I kicked the ball to him and he kicked it from 50 and put it through.
Yeah, terrific goal. Goal assist. Out of the congestion. Curran ends up with the footy. He can go short and wide. Messes the kick. Looking there towards Loader. He takes the mark just inside the boundary line. On half forward. This right foot kick will get him to the attacking 50. Sun in the eyes. McKell drew the fly. Tanner at the back. Spoiled. Fell into the hands of Hodgson. And he was tackled, taken to the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it, no prior. And there'll be a ball up 40 metres away from the North Ballarat goal. Are we hoping to hang in here, Darley? Just for another 5 minutes. North Ballarat 6-4, lead Darley 2-2. Chance here for Leonard. I speak of Brock. For North Ballarat. His errant hand pass only found the boundary line. There'll be a throw in. 35 metres around from the North Ballarat City goal. Hodgson with 2 for the leaders. Fletcher Loader also 2. McCullum and Quick have 1 each. Coots Major and Anglin the goal scorers for the Devils. Leonard been good for North Ballarat. Right foot kick goes in direction there of McCartan. Good fist on the footy over the line for a boundary throw in there by the Devils.
They're certainly on top of the clearances, North Ballarat, aren't they? You know, especially in this quarter, that winning the stoppages convincingly.
That was Peacock with that good spoil there. There's the throw in. McCullum has the front spot. Baker read it well. As soon as he gathered, he was taken to the ground. McCartan ended up in the second bit of play there. There's John O'Brien just showing his sportsmanship there, just lifting Baker up off the ground with the 2 fingers. Such a strong man, that O'Brien, I tell you. There's the ball up, tap one there by McCullum. Tries to free some space there, but there's not a lot of to speak. 12 or so players around the footy. Whistle imminent, there'll be a ball up. 15 metres out from the North Ballarat City goal. Sebastopol, 84, lead Melton South, 9. How about that? Ball up. Tap one by the big fella there in McKelder on that occasion, I think, as the ball spills free, though. And over the line for a boundary throw-in. 35 to 40 metres around from the North Ballarat City goal. So a bit of an arm wrestle of sorts, stoppage and boundary throw-ins in the last few minutes, Macca.
Yeah, it is. It's, they're trying to bottle it up a bit, Darley, while it's in North Ballarat's forward line, trying to negate their scoring. But, North Ballarat's still getting some wins at the stoppages.
McElroy in the ruck against Wright. Couple of youngsters there sorting it out. O'Brien with strength. Got the hand pass to Simons, who got it to Polkinghorn to Lamb, who got it over towards Jenkins on half forward. Right foot kick goes. It's a shallow entry. Umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go to Ward. Speak of Mitch. Now, Darley can get out of trouble here, though. They just hung in the last few minutes and didn't concede. Kick went straight into the man on the mark. But Ward was up to it. The rebound and turn away from Fletcher Loader was good, and the kick was even better, and found Cadman in the middle of the ground. He can go short to Spiteri, but decides to go the longer option. Players set themselves, and it's all North Ballarat. And given how far away he is from us here, it's difficult to pick him up as the right foot kick goes into the middle of the ground. O'Brien, the target. Darley, you've got numbers here. Don't tell me the man Mountain's going to win out. They'll be happy with that North Ballarat to break square. It was a pretty ordinary kick to O'Brien.
Yeah, put him under a lot of pressure in the 2-on-1 there. But you're going to kick the ball through the corridor. As I said, you've got to be able to hit targets.
There's the ball up, right in the middle of the ground. It's up one by O'Brien. Could easily play in the ruck from both sides, and went straight to McCartan, who gave it to Polkinghorn, who gave it to Lamb from half forward. The kick's a ripper out in the Hodgson direction. It went between his hands. His follow-up work and chase is good. He can hair pass it over the top here. But it was a good bit of work by the Devils' defence. And the ball's ricocheted up over the line out of bounds.
Just could not believe the amount of room that Simon McCartan had at that stoppage there. He was at least 10 metres off that stoppage and was on his own. Ball went straight to him, and he was able to feed it off and get another deep entry into the forward line. But yeah, you can't leave players of his calibre on his own at stoppages.
28 minutes gone, second term. Couldn't be long left. There's the throw in. Tap one by McElroy through traffic. Chance here for Quick. By here, they combine well at Brock Leonard. Left foot kick. Concedes some ground. It was a 45 intended for O'Brien. He couldn't gather. Harley Inglis was good. Got it to Kemp. Hand pass on half forward. Found Bewley, that was Holt, in fact, who got it to Coots Major. That was a terrific hand pass. This is the best little passage of play here. Don't let yourselves down here, Darley. Chance here for Azzopardi. Got to be quick. Put his player there, Holt under the pump. He's tackled, taken to the ground, and there'll be a ball up.
Just didn't make the most of that opportunity, did they?
Just not enough poise in the chain there, Macca.
No.
Darley 14, trailed North Ballarat City 40. There's the ball up. Tap one by the big fella there in McCullum, who got it towards Riding to Polkinghorn. He just keeps running, and he ran to 52, and he set sail for the judge, and he's off to the left, minor score.
That's what I mean about his kicking skills. That's what I thought he was going to do before when he would run in and drilled that ball. But really good out of the stoppage again there, North Ballarat. Waiver handballs.
So Peacock marks the kick in and goes to the Bewley direction. He had to be strong overhead here. Kept his feet, though, did the right thing. Now the reinforcements come. It's a nice bit of work there by the right footer there in Williams. He got it towards half forward. Angwin the target. He gathered. He's tackled barred up by two North City players, but received a free kick nonetheless for over the shoulder. So the long left footer. He wouldn't have long left. 45 seconds. The kick's short. It's marked there by Azzopardi. He can go short and wide. Cadman takes the mark, 45 metres out from goal. 30 seconds on the clock. So Cadman will set sail for the judge. He got a bit of it, top of the square. Inglis the fly, couldn't quite take the mark. Open goal, bangs Spiteri. In the dying seconds of the second term, after denying North Ballarat for the best part of 8 or 9 minutes there late, Macca.
Yeah, that's a valuable goal, Toddy. Ball spilled out of the contest there, and Lee Spiteri knows where those goals are, no problem. Good contest by Inglis, but yeah, that's certainly a valuable goal for the Devils.
3-2-20. Darley trail North Ballarat City 6-5-41. And we've only got a couple of seconds left in this second term. 20 in fact, and Devils will be reasonably happy. I know you always want to be in front of the ledger, Macca, but against the quality of North Ballarat City and the undermanned nature of the Devils lineup, Roy would be happy.
Yeah, it's making up that 20-point gap very early on in the third quarter. When you're kicking with the wind, that's the factor.
Baker's hurried kick along the ground, only went as far as Spiteri. As a party, he want to be quick. He needed to find Kemp. Will it sit for him? No, it doesn't. Plenty of reinforcements. They wanted the free kick there. The Devils, they won't get one. Oh, Kemp was about to run onto a right foot and have a shot on goal, but the siren beats the ball. And it's half-time here at Darley Park. That's the ladder leaders, North Ballarat City, who added 3 goals in that second term to move to 6-5-41. Darley added a major of their own. They're 3 goals to 20. The goal scorers.
Limited phone 0419 568 635. Stop for quality and service for your side cut. Phone the top man Graham Gillespie at Rustel for prompt and expert service. Proud sponsor Apple 98.5.
Time to get play underway for the second half here at Darley Park. It's North Ballarat who lead by 20-odd points here at the half-time break. There's the ball up. McCartan with the first clean disposal through traffic was Brock Leonard. It was good. Kick comes out wide here. Chance here for Bromley Lynch. Right foot kick towards half forward. They've started well here. McCartan on 50 now. Weighs up the options. Centering kick. Players set themselves. No mark taken. Chance at ground level for Locke. Wild hand pass. Was hopeful rather than anything else, but it's ricocheted off a Darley boot, I think, and it's going to be out of bounds on the full. There'll be a shot on goal here. It's going to go against Darley. So, adjacent to the behind post, so he's on the most acutest of angles here. It'll take an excellent snap. Darley 20, trail North Ballarat 41. That's where it's at, opening minute. Snap on goal across the body is through for a minor score. It's the first scorer of the third term here at Darley Park. And it was through the agency of Hodgson. Page back on the ground from a cut under the eye. Right foot kick goes towards half-back. Off hands over the line for a boundary throw-in. Yes, Page left the ground. He's got a nasty gash and swollen eye, but has come back after half-time, just learning by example, the trooper. There's the boundary throw-in, tap one by McCullum. Through traffic goes McCartan. Forced a handball, a bit lucky to get away with it at the end. Baker's pressure is good on the footy. So too the youngster there in Wood. Forces the ball up, half forward for North Ballarat. Just the point to Hodgson in this third term in the opening minutes. There's the ball up. Big thump there by McCullum. Was almost as good as a kick. Chance here for Bewley. Tackle taken to the ground. Ball spills. Riding caught one high. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out. It's been a little errant with his earlier shots on goal. But they've been in general play, so we'll see if he can correct on a set shot here. He throws the grass up into the breeze just for some confirmation. And we'll see how he goes. He's pretty much directly in front here from about 50. Left foot kick, gets plenty of it. It's going to go across the face. It's bending back. He's done well riding. Nearly said Little Red Riding Hood there, but he's put it through. The little red-headed fella. North Ballarat get their 7th of the afternoon. The first goal of the third term there. 7-6-48 now. They lead Darley 3-2-20, and we're out to a 28-point lead. Yes, it's going to be a long second half for the Devils. It looked like North Ballarat City, while the Devils were gallant in that opening half, they can stop giving the ball back to the Devils. They'll be able to get some decent separation on the scoreboard is what their ladder positions suggest that they should. There's the ball up. Tap one by McCullum. Went direction of Simons. He's tackled at the behind there by Baker. He went to ground. Was forced to go by hand. Chance here for Kemp. Wild hand pass. Out of the congestion. Hurried right foot kick by Page. Gets a bit on it. Tumbling kick beyond half forward. Foot race on in earnest. Numbers through North Ballarat. As we've said that off half-back often this afternoon. It was Jenkins' left foot kick. Hodgson just hit the packet, speed and gathered. Then went by hand. let him down a bit as the pressure came from the Devil reinforcements as they concede ground by hand. Tumbling right foot kick was poor and cut off by North Ballarat, and Elliot Lamb will go by hand to the big fella McCullum. Goes further afield by hand towards Polkinghorn. His right foot kick goes out wide. Players set themselves. Lock goes the spoil. It was good. Ball spills free. Chance here for Perks, who gave the ball back to Bromley Lynch. Can square the kick, and the kick's okay. The mark's been taken there by Nash. Right foot kick to a vacant outer forward line. Falling over at the crucial stage there was Tanner. Oh, they're just witches' hats here at the moment. The Devils as Nash decides to go by foot to the top of the square. Players set themselves, and Leonard at the back takes a nice mark over O'Brien. He plays on by hand to Ward. It was under the pump and then by foot. Failed the task and was errant, and the ball went out of bounds on the full, and there'll be a shot on goal here to North Ballarat. They waste no time, play on over the top. There's a hair pass to O'Brien. Poor checking by the Devils' defence. You wouldn't want to see that last minute in review, and they get their first. O'Brien gets his first of the afternoon, and North Ballarat extend. So they're 8-6-54 now, North Ballarat. Darley 3-2-20. The margin 34 points. And the 2 goals in the opening 5 minutes here at Darley Park going to the ladder leading North Ballarat City. No rain to speak of here. Good conditions for footy. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Crucial next 5 minutes or so for the Devils. Angwin's gone into the middle. But Fenton remains in the ruck, but McCullum wins that tap only as far as Loader. He's tackled, dispossessed. Good pressure there from Darley. And then I think Baker, it is. Cop one high, and he'll take the resultant free kick. Goes with the favoured left foot laterally to Bewley. So they don't make any ground, but they hang on to the footy. Kick from Bewley was out in front of Angwin, but he couldn't take the mark. Bromley Lynch was very good. Got the hair pass over towards Loader, who got a further afield to Polkinghorn, who went wide into the pocket. Nice overhead mark taken there by Toos. He can square the footy. Keeps the ball low. It was okay. And Joey Simons takes the mark on the chest. And we'll go back and have a shot on goal. So it's been all North Ballarat City. The ball's been in their forward half predominantly for the entirety of the opening 6.5 minutes. And Simons will have a shot on goal for a chance to kick his first. Drags the kick across the face. Won't quite get the distance, but there's a mark on the boundary line. It's going to go to North Ballarat City. They waste no time. They play onto the ball, hits the post. And that was Jamie Quick. But quickly, Page brings the ball back into play. Penetrating right foot kick. Only as far as Perks, who goes by hand safely to Bromley Lynch, who's been good. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. Sits and waits. Simons measures the hair pass to Bromley Lynch. He keeps running. They're combining by hand. Fitness prevailing here. Toos by hand. Close up against the boundary line. Ball spills free over the line. There'll be a throw in. 25 metres around from the North Ballarat City goal. And they keep pressing here. North Ballarat in these opening minutes of this third term. There's the throw in. Neither side could gain any ascendancies. Fatiri's hand pass was hot and quick for Wright, but he was up to the task. Right foot kick got to the outer side centre wing. Loader was unlucky not to get a free kick. Cadman dispossessed. Ball fell into the hands of Holt, who just hacked the ball forward to an open half forward line. Hamlet's hit for Inglis. He leads into the race for the ball. He gathers. Tackled by Perks. Thrown to the ground. Bit of the stacks on the middle here. On the umpire's pinging for holding the ball. So it'll be a free kick to North Ballarat City. Count himself a little bit lucky there, Inglis, as Perks concedes ground by foot. Hobbs dropped what he should have taken, but it was forced to stretch. Got time to go by hand to Leonard. Speak of Brock, and he concedes further ground by foot. So they're inside the Devils' forward 50 here, North Ballarat City, as they combine with Elliott, who got the ball towards Loader. Good forward pressure there from the Devils, but Cadman gave a free kick in the end. Gave away a free kick. And North Ballarat City through Harry Loader will get North Ballarat City out of trouble momentarily. They've got Polkinghorn in the middle of the ground, all on his own. Well, we can see that coming from Scally, in fact, as he plays on with a hand pass over towards Curran. He's forced to go by hand. Good pressure from Spiteri. Scully had to be quick as he got ball to boot. O'Brien took a nice mark in the middle of the ground. So O'Brien with ball in hand. Goes short. Kick had plenty on it. And Holt was held without it. And he'll go back and take the free kick. So Holt now on half-back for the Devils. Plays on by hand to Angwin, who just goes long with the left boot. And it's all Hobbs. It's all North Ballarat City inside 50. So they just bombed the ball long, and it was just Hobbs at home who goes short by foot to Scully. Unmanned from half-back. Got time to measure the kick. It's okay to McCartan. Attacking side of centre wing. Plays on with the hand pass to Polkinghorn. He just doesn't stop running. Right foot kick to the top of the square. McCullum's the target, and he's got it, the big fella. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal about 15 to 20 metres out, directly in front. So, McCullum, who did kick a goal in the opening half, has an opportunity to add, to kick his second. And ominous signs here for the Devils as North Ballarat City flex their muscles in this third term. Kicks on its way. He makes no mistake. And North Ballarat City kick another through the agency of McCullum. And just looking at that last passage of play after the long bomb into the forward line from Angwin, Hobbs marked, who was the lone man in defence in the inside 50. And they pretty much went coast to coast. And the Devils are just found labouring, chasing tail, as they say. And McCullum took the mark with welcoming hands on the back end of that Polkinghorn kick. So McKeldrew into the ruck for North Ballarat City, taking on Fenton. Umpire, there's been an infringement. It was a holding decision. It's going to go North Ballarat's way. And there's a bit of confusion going on there between... So the umpires have just almost caused this little melee, because one umpire paid the free kick, the other called play on, and then as soon as the umpire called play on, McCartan was tackled and thrown to the ground. So plays reset, Polkinghorn in the middle of the ground. Will go out wide towards Quick. He sets himself. He couldn't take the mark, went through his hands. Ball on half forward. Chance here for Hawkins. Went by hand, got smothered. Fell into the hands of Brock Leonard. Onto the left boot. High kick. McCullum the target. Arts at ground level. Locked the punch. Gets plenty on it. And forces it through for a rush behind. 9 goals, 7. 61 North Ballarat. Lead Darley 3-2-20. Ball comes back into play. The kick's good from Locke. Found Cadman, who plays on to Spiteri. Right foot kick into the middle of the ground. Nice passage as Coots major marks. Gave the ball back towards Spiteri. Right foot kick goes out wide into the right direction. Well, it's sit for the youngster just in front of the couple of volunteers here. His kick inboard was good. Got it to Kemp. His hand pass let him down. They went looking there towards Williams, who knocked the ball ahead of him and found the boundary line over the line. There'll be a throw in 25 metres around from the Darley goal. Only their second entry inside 50 for the term. It's North Ballarat 61, lead Darley 20. Darley yet to add to their half-time score. There's the throw in. McKelder at the back, Fenton at the front. Knocked it at ground level, sharking it. Well, Wright ran past the ball. And ball ends up on the deck. And Hawkins was the last man up with it. There's the ball up. Fenton won that tap. Sharky gets Spiteri, normally good around goal. Snap across the body. Has it got the journey? It hasn't. It's been touched by Hobbs. Perks combines with hands towards Loader, who gave it back to Hobbs, but his kick was smothered by Inglis. Off hands over the line for a boundary throw in 15 metres around from the Darley goal. Sebastopol 116 lead Melton South 10. How about that? Sunbury 46 lead Lake Windermere 35. Boundary throw in. Players set themselves. Fenton trying to get around the big fella there in McKeldrew. Ball at ground level here. Chance here for Fenton. He's doing some groundwork of his own there, the big fella. And he forces a stoppage. There'll be a ball up. 45-degree angle, about 15 metres out from the Darley goal. North Ballarat 62, lead Darley 20. There's the ball up. McKeldrew grabbed it out of the ruck. Nearly missed his foot as he tried to kick it. Cadman was tackled, taken into the ground. A little bit unlucky there not to get a free kick, but on the tackle from Loader. There'll be a boundary throw in, this time 30 metres around from the Darley goal. East Point lead Redan by 33. Melton lead Bacchus Marsh by 23. There's the ball up. Or throw in fact. Tap one by Fenton. Found Kemp. And he was tackled, taken to the ground by Simons, and there'll be another stoppage. Ball up again, inside Darley's 50. Tap one by McKeldrew. Will the ball sit for O'Brien? It finally does, but then he's tackled, taken to the ground by Kemp. The umpire says, I'll have it. Just picks him up with one arm, if you don't mind. Little bicep curl for the big fella. There's the ball up. Tap one there by McKeldrew. Went looking there towards Simons. Could have caught one high, and the umpire will agree. So they'll get out of trouble, North Ballarat City. They have a comfortable lead by 42 points here at Darley Park as Polkinghorn gets the ball to Perks, who goes along the line. Safe. Arts takes the mark just inside the boundary line. Squaring 45, kicks okay. The mark's been taken there by Simons. Been good today. Just does a bit of a U-turn and corrects back towards Arts, who's forced to go by hand. He's high, loopy hand pass, put Fletcher Loader under the pump. All players run past the footy. Arts' follow-up work was good. McCullum went for the handball over the top, but threw it. It's similar to that other sport he's been noted of playing. That's about how obvious it was. And Darren Leonard will take the free kick on half-back. Outer side of the ground. Will go short into the middle. Kick has to be good. It is. It finds Ward. So he goes further afield out wide towards half-back. Mark's taken there by Holt. He goes short looking for Kemp. Nearly took an overhead mark there in front of Polkinghorn. They got numbers at ground level here, North Ballarat, and they combine. Simons in the middle. Ball sits for him. Gives the ball back to Lamb. Blind turn, and then back to Simons. He's got time to measure the kick forward towards half forward, and the kick's okay. The mark's been taken there by Hodgson. Hodgson with the right foot. Kick goes in the quick direction. Overcooks it. Ball bounces end on in over the line for a boundary throw-in 5 metres around from the North Ballarat City goal. So a 21-point half-time lead has been extended to 42. And we've been playing just near 16 minutes in this third quarter here in Apple 98.5 FM's Match of the Round. Thank you for tuning in right around the region for today's action. McCullum just grabs the ball out of the ruck. Hand pass was helpful more than anything else. Just found... it might have been Cadman, in fact. His right foot kick went. Angwin's got 2 to beat. He just threw the ball in the end, but the umpire let him get away with it. Call it advantage, call it what you like, as Twos combines with Loader, and his right foot kicks okay and finds Arts. So just the sheer weight of possession in this third term is just overwhelming the Devils as Arts' right foot kick goes only as far as Leonard. Being good. His short kick is lateral and wide, finds Ward. Plays on by hand. Oh, he's overcooked the handball there, Ward. That was pretty ordinary. Chance here, riding, tackle taken to the ground, and the umpire's picked out a free kick here, is it? It's Darley a little bit gingerly getting off the deck. So they play on by hand. And the short kick's okay to Holt on halfback. Had a couple of touches, Holt. Been okay. Right foot kick goes to the Social Club side centre wing. Angwin, the target, couldn't take the mark. He goes to ground. He's still there, but ball sits for, look for Kemp. Look at the racehorse go. He takes a bounce, takes another, gets to half forward. 2.5 kicks out from goal. Right foot kick now goes into the Coos Major direction. Will it get to him? Sits okay for Inglis. Can he gather? He falls to the ground, and the umpire says, I'll have it, and he'll ball it up 30 metres away from the Darley goal. Kemp gets the skates on and it's off to the races. Good night, Irene. He's got metres on his opponents there quickly. Brock Leonard with the tackle. And there'll be a repeat stoppage 30 metres out from the Darley goal. Here's the ball up. Tap one by McKeldrew. They'll get out of trouble here. O'Brien gets it towards Brock Leonard, who's been good. Got it towards Riding. His left foot kick goes in the McCullum direction. Leonard at the back got the spoil towards Locke, who can get onto his preferred left. Normally good. And this one, no exception to Cadman, who turned, nearly went into trouble. His right foot kick goes out wide, and Hawkins takes the mark on the chest. So Hawkins weighing up the options. Inglis presents as he always does. He can go short to Baker if he likes, but he decides to play on and goes long to the top of the square. Inglis somehow the target. He's got 2 to beat, off hands, and through for a rush behind. He leads up and presents like a centre forward, Harley, and they just keep kicking it to him. as they'll get out of defence here by foot here. So Hobbs found Loader, who gave it over towards Toos, who took a running bounce away from Holt. Had to go by hand. Excellent tackle there from Cadman. Up high, let it go. Williams was dispossessed. Could have been hung on to for a little bit long. Toos over the foot, he got rid of it. Chance here for Cadman. Angwin's on his favoured left from 45. Set sail for the judge. He's put it through. Angwin gets his second. Darley get their first of the third term. 4-2-26 now, the Devils. 9-8-62 North Ballarat. So the goal scorers for Darley. Angwin now has 2 in his return game to the seniors. Played a couple of games in the twos after a layoff really of sorts, chasing a potential boxing career. But just some advice for anybody listening in the Mirrabel area. You'd probably want to go and bring your washing in. I think there might be a bit of a downpour coming in a couple of hours. So ominous clouds on the horizon, but I don't think it'll impact today's game. Well, certainly won't the result. As North Ballarat 62, lead Darley 26. There's the ball up, tap one by McCullum, textbook to Polkinghorne, right foot kick to the top of the square. Darren Leonard goes back, reads it beautifully and takes a nice mark. Been good today, Leonard. Both Leonards from both sides have been good, in fact. Right foot kick's okay, measures the kick. Looks like Bewley with ball in hand goes along the line, kicks okay, right to the target, couldn't quite take the mark, but they've got numbers here at ground level for a change, the Devils. Right foot kick is good and finds Inglis right in front of the vacant Social Club. He's low, right foot kick goes in the Angwin direction. He couldn't take the mark. It sits for Hobbs. Gave the ball towards Lamb. He got around one and then another. Showed a bit of dash and then threw the ball onto the right boot. Players set themselves. Page in front, quick at the back. Call it a draw. As the ball spills free, close up against the boundary line. But away goes Riding. He was then tackled by Ward. It was a good tackle because he was out there, the redhead. As he keeps running, knocking the ball forward, he's tackled but knocks it cleverly to Polkinghorne, who gives the hand pass over the top, if you don't mind, and Hodgins got his third. Well, that was just knock it forward. That was an excellent goal assist effort there from Riding, who had possession on the attacking side of centre wing, Social Club side of the ground, and was 3 or 4 links in that chain of 1%ers and just never gave up the ghost, and his perseverance has led to a 10th goal to North Ballarat City. They're 10-8-68. They lead Darley 4-3-27. We're back to a 41-point ball game. Wherever you're listening around the region on Apple 98.5 FM or streaming up in Ballarat, we thank you for tuning in this afternoon as McKeldrew wins that tap. Ball at ground level here. Fenton one of those and nearly broke away with his own clearance there, the Darley ruckman, but just as he was asked to bring it back by the umpire as he forces the ball up. Fenton knocks the ball to ground. Angwin over the footy. How will it spill here? They're on the right side of the stoppage here, North Ballarat, as Simons combines with Polkinghorne, who got it to Nash. Right foot kick from Nash is terrific. Excellent ball user, Nash, both sides of the body. So Jamie Quick with ball in hand now, too far out to score. Toos runs past. It's an easy option there. He can go short, but goes the longer option. Goes out wide there towards McCartan, but overcooked the kick. And it's gone out of bounds on the full, and in true country style, Dylan Beecham will have to jump the fence and go and retrieve his own ball. .40 lead to North Ballarat as we near the 23rd minute mark. Kicks okay to Azapati from Beecham. Plays on and goes short. That's okay. Angwin on true centre half back. Spent plenty of time in defence for the Devils in 2019. Finds himself on half back 2 years later. Left foot kick goes to the club side centre wing. Low to the fly, up over the top of Major it was, but couldn't take the mark. Ball spills free. Opportunity here for the Devils as they go towards half forward, looking there towards Cadman, who's bailed up by Hobbs. And the ball spills free over the line for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing, Social Club side of the ground. It's North Ballarat who lead by 40 points here. Darley with just the one goal in this third term. They average 45 points a game against top 6 opposition. And I think we'll see something similar to that this afternoon as the ball's on half forward here for Darley. Oh, you wouldn't want to see that back as the umpire awards a free kick to North Ballarat and 50 metres against Joel Cadman. And that resultant free kick, well, McCullum's just let him know who's boss, but the umpire was too busy measuring out the 50. And Bromley Lynch will go short by foot. Kicks okay. The mark's been taken there by McCartan. Kicks across the body. Wasn't the best kick, but there's still a chance here, North Ballarat City. Here's Nash from 40. Kicks across the body, and it's going to be a minor score. 1 point. Melton out to a 42-point lead over Bacchus Marsh. Sebastopol lead Melton South by 98. 44-point lead to East Point over Redan. We'll get a score for you in the Sunbury game in just a moment. 54 Sunbury lead, Lake Winderee 35. So the left boot of Angwin gets plenty of it, gets towards the Social Club side centre wing. Attack on the footy was terrific there by Inglis. Concedes some ground by hand to Fenton. He's forced to handball Baker through. Traffic was good. How's the footwork? Even better. Found Spiteri. His hands were quick to Inglis, who for some reason just stopped in his tracks as a party at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Chance here. His hand pass was cut off there by Polkinghorn. His kick goes across the face, 40 metres out from the Darley goal. It sits for Williams. Could have given the handball, but decides to go by foot to the top of the square. Players set themselves. Kemp could have been interfered with, but the umpire said no. And forcing the ball through for a minor score was Bromley Lynch. 68 North Ballarat lead Darley 28. 40-point lead to the travelling North City. Oh, there's an ordinary kick there from Nash. Kemp's going to run into an open goal here. Yeah, he might have put this through. Yeah, that was pretty ordinary. Nash wouldn't want that back. See that in review on a Tuesday night. Don't worry about that. As he took the mark from the kick in and then went inboard with a 45. Just one of those 15-metre kicks that don't really amount to anything unless you miss the target. And that's what he did. And the Devils swooped there and play the quality of Ryan Kemp, who's back from Werribee today. You'd back him in any day of the week, and he finished off the work to kick his first of the afternoon. And Darley's fifth. They're 34. They trail North Ballarat 68. Geez, you've been quiet, Fridge. You can't get a word out of the big man at the moment. That's because he's not here. But big thank you to Graham McMillan in that opening half for his insight. Knows plenty about the game and knows enough to be still playing at 52. How about that? So Ryan Kemp with a nice goal there for the Devils. Ball back into the middle of the ground. Oh, how about that tap from McCullum to McCartan. Didn't break stride. Top of the goal square, and Leonard takes the mark for Darley. Plays on. Gave the hand pass over towards Beecham. Right foot kick to the outer side. Centre wing. Spiteri takes the mark. And it's 50 metres against O'Brien. It's going to go. It brings Spiteri up to about half forward. Real estate can vary from umpire to umpire, from game to game. But Spiteri with ball in hand on half forward. Too far out to score. Will go out wide direction of Azzopardi, and he's taken the mark, Azzopardi. 35 metres out from goal. I wouldn't be on my last on it, but he is at 50-50 from here. So he'll have a shot on goal for rare back-to-back goal opportunities here for the Devils. They trail by 34 points. So his approach is good. Should make no mistake, really. But he's failed everything. He's missed the lot. It's out of bounds on the full. And Vicky Baker's just had a huge collect. Well, no score. Anyway, 34-point lead to North Ballarat. That would have got it back to 28 and a little bit more respect into the score. But like I said, Darley on track for their average score against top 6 opposition of 45. They're 34 at the moment. North Ballarat 68. McCullum takes the mark from that kick in. Polkinghorn, clever hands over the top to McCartan. They've combined well this afternoon. He got it towards Simons. Over doing the handball a bit here, but they got numbers everywhere through McCartan. Back to McCullum. Just throws the ball on the boot. It's a siren sounds for three-quarter time here. That would have been a nice goal there for Azapati in the last minute, but failed to term underway here in Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. The ladder leading North Ballarat City 69, lead Darley 34. The siren sounds to get play underway. North Ballarat City with the scoring end in this final term. There's the ball up, tap one by McCullum. Got it beyond the cricket pitch. Polkinghorn with the first clearance. Right foot kick in the back letter. Couldn't quite take the mark. A rare fumble this afternoon. It's a good tackle there by Loader. Was terrific. The umpire nearly blew the whistle, but play continued. Leonard's bailed up, and the umpire will finally put whistle to mouth and effect a ball up some 20 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal. Just lacked centre clearance today. The Devils puts themselves under the pump as Leonard wins that tap. Let's sit for riding. It does. His hand found Bromley Lynch. Hurried shot on goal. Off to the left, misses everything out of bounds on the full. Opening minute, final term. North Ballarat added to their 20-point advantage at half-time to 35 at the final change. It's going to be a throw-in here. About 50 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal. Hodgson has 3. Loader and McCullum 2 each, the major goal scorers for North Ballarat City. Angwin has 2 for Darley. There's the throw-in. Fenton tried hard. McCullum just out-muscles and nearly holding the ball there as the umpire lets it go and says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. 51 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal. Looks like Sunbury will keep their season alive. They lead Lankminderee by 33 points. Be lights out for the Lakers. There's the ball up, tap one by McCullum. Bewley couldn't bend and pick it up. And Baker's going to get a free kick here. Somehow. Bromley Lynch have every reason to feel count himself unlucky as Baker goes by the left foot. Goes in the Bewley direction. Overcooked the kick and the mark's been taken by Nash in the middle of the ground. Right foot kick over the head of Ward. Finds Quick on half forward. 55 metres out from goal. Has a pot shot off to the left for a minor score. So they kicked 3 goals straight early, North Ballarat, and since then they've been a little bit wasteful. 3 goals, 7 since, 7 goals, 10 since. So it's a 36-point ball game here at Darley Park. Ball to come back into play. Right foot kick gets towards half back. There's the fly at the back. There's a mark of class, and it's Kemp. Kicked the last goal for the Devils in the dying minutes of the third term with confidence. The right foot kick goes in the Angler direction on the second grab. He couldn't take it, but it sits okay for him. He's got time to measure the kick. Kick was good. Found Coots Major. Went to go to Cadman, but ignored that. And now he'll go by foot. Hawkins presents, but he decides to go to Cadman. He's too far out to score. Attacking side of centre wing, other side of the ground. Refuses to waste the footy, Cadman. Good choice, found Page. Right foot kick towards centre half back. The mark's been taken there by Peacock. He plays on. Right foot kick there from Peacock to half forward. It's a terrific one at that. Found Ward. He missed the target with the hand pass Ward, but then it set up for Ward. He gave it back to Ward on his non-preferred. Kicked it along the ground. Oh, that's an excellent pick up there from Ward. The follow-up work and then a right foot shot on goal across the face. For a minor score, that was a terrific effort there by Ward. I mean, a calamity of poor execution by hand and foot there, but just his run and that pick-up below the knees was terrific. So Harley Inglis got a free kick, conceded some ground by foot, who found Hawkins, who had a shot on goal, and it was smothered off Anson through for a rush behind. So North Ballarat City to bring the ball back into play. I'll go short, the kick's okay. Harry Loader takes the mark. Deep in Darley's defence, he'll go short, lateral and to Jenkins. On the last line of defence, goes towards Polkinghorn. Just keeps accumulating. Decides to go social club side of the ground. Long right foot kick will go over the head of Beecham. Reading it well there was Azapati, backs his pace and his handball to Beecham, who gave it back to Azapati. What's he going to do here? Ran into a brick wall, kick was smothered, turnover. O'Brien did the don't argue, played on, right foot kick to an open forward line. Now how's it going to sit for Hodgson here? He leads the way by about 15 metres. All it's got to do is sit for him. It doesn't. Oh, a bit of Benny Hill music, but it finally sits for him. Gives the hand pass over to Quick, runs his full measure, open goal, bang. They got their 11th, the City-siders. They're 11-10-76. They lead Darley 5-5-35. So Quick gets his 17th goal of the year. Josh Chatfield will be getting a little nervous there as each week passes. Quick closes. Just chatting to Josh in the pre-game. Very excited about returning. And his recovery is on track for week 1 of the final. So good news for City fans. Dark clouds starting to hover over Darley Park. Back in the middle of the ground here. Fenton to do the ruck work against McCullum. The tap went straight to Polkinghorn. Quick hands towards McCartan. Kemp with class. Just ran through, gathered, got it to Baker. Want to be clean here. Baker, he's tackled, taken to the ground, holding the ball. Just no option there for Baker. There should have been someone running either side of him there for the handball. This wasn't presented with anything as Polkinghorn sends the kick deep into attack. Page should mark this. He does. And or free kick, one or the other. So Page got the nasty hit in the second quarter. Cut to the eye. Back on the ground. Right foot kick's good. Finds Fenton. 40 metres out from the North City goal. Plays on with a hand pass towards Cadman. He keeps running with a bounce. Right foot kick from the defensive 50. Out of side centre wing. Players set themselves and Williams had the ball kicked to him on the fat side and took an easy mark on the chest. He keeps the kick low, goes in the Hawkins direction. Williams stood in front of the big fella there in Hobbs. Hobbs knocked the ball around him, kept his feet before he was forced over the line and out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. Attacking side of centre wing, out of the side of the ground for the Devils. Sunbury lead by 40. Melton lead by 26 over the Bloods. Sebastopol by 112 against Melton South. There's the boundary throw-in. Tap one by McCullum. Brute strength. Got the good fist on it. Gained about 20 metres. Sits good for Hodgson. Good play, this bloke. High right foot kick gets to the attacking 50. Riding in front. Ward the spoil was good. Chance here for Load. I speak of Fletcher. Went by hand towards Simons. And the right foot kick had too much on it for McKeldrew. And reading it at the back there beautifully was Darren Leonard. And off he goes with the right. Have a look at that free kick. Leonard found Kemp, who could go by hand. He decides to go inside towards Angwin. The loping left footer keeps it low. Right sets himself. Couldn't take the mark. Chance here for Perks and Lamb to do the buttering up here for North Ballarat. And they'll get out of trouble once again. Polkinghorn waits under the footy. He couldn't take the mark. Decides to go to soccer. But a little unlucky. Just found Harley Inglis. He took an uncontested mark and goes short towards outer side centre wing and finds Williams. Williams with ball in hand now. Weighing up the options. Just tumbling kick was poor and it went straight to Perks. He wouldn't be happy with that. And here comes the rebound. Oh, that's a free kick against McCullum, who just pushed Kemp in the throat. And that was just a high fend off there from the big fella. And Kemp will take the resultant free kick. And on half forward here, Kemp, probably about 70 metres out from goal. We'll weigh up the options and hopefully be a little bit more effective than the previous kick we saw from Williams to the attacking 50. So off Kemp goes, keeps the ball low into the breeze. Players set themselves. Mark's been taken on half back by Loader. He goes short and lateral to Hobbs. He marks in front of Holt, just inside the boundary line. Kick is kept low. Brock Leonard takes the mark on the chest. He's kept presenting all day. He's had a bit of it. Left foot kick goes in the direction of McCullum. It doesn't sit for the big fella. Just caught him leg before at the end as the ball ricochets off towards the boundary line. Trying to keep it in there was Fenton. McCullum with a couple of taps aiming to find Hodgson. Kemp again, written into the ground, push at the back. And Kemp will take the resultant free kick. And just a little bit frustrated after the push to the throat moments ago and then was ridden into the ground just seconds later. He's tried hard today, Kemp. Squaring kick finds Azapati. who just stops and props and kicks it backwards, 45 to Leonard, who marks just inside the defensive 50 for the Devils, who gives it over towards Locke, who has a rare bounce at senior level with the left foot. He goes to the Social Club side centre wing. North Ballarat got the numbers again through Nash. Right foot kick inside 52 on one. Here players set themselves. Leonard and Ward crash into each other, and quick as well. So foot race on in earnest. Ward leads the way in front of McCallum. Knocks the ball towards the boundary line. North Ballarat wanting to deliver it, but the umpire not taking that. And there'll be a boundary throw in about 5 or 6 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal. So they've won every quarter, North Ballarat City. Devils, and undermanned Devils, it'd be fair to say, have been gallant in their competitive nature. That's an excellent bit of work there from Leonard against a bigger sized body of McCallum to win that tap. Running onto it now was Fent, and he did everything but bend over and pick up the ball in the end. Players come in from everywhere, and the umpire says, I'll have it, and he'll ball it up. 45 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal. There are 11 goals, 10-76 North Ballarat. They lead Darley 5-5-35. 41-point lead. Chance here for Holt. Tries to get rid of it, but it's fouled up by Simons, and the umpire will ball it up. Well, if you thought Darley would get within 41 at the start of the day, you just about take that, because they've really ran over sides. They've averaged 100 points a game in their last 5 weeks against the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th place sides, North Ballarat. So it's been a real credit to Darley. They've kept North Ballarat to 76. But there's still a bit to play out here, as there'll be a ball up on half forward for North Ballarat. Tap one by O'Brien. Fell into the hands of McCartan, who caught one high from Angwin, but the umpire let it go. Now it's holding the ball. Had to be one or the other, as Angwin just lopes away, gives a hand pass to Kemp, back to Cadman, takes a bounce, true centre wing, Social Club side of the ground. Right foot kicks a tumbling one, an ordinary one that's cut off at half forward there by Bromley Lynch, who gave the ball to Hobbs, gave the ball over towards, might have been Loaded there, who went looking in the Hodgson direction. Locke went to ground. Lending assistance there was Ward, but Hodgson was clever, got the hand pass over to Riding from 55, tumbling left foot kick goes into the quick direction, but he had too much on it. He looks dangerous, Riding, but just hasn't finished off his good work this afternoon. As Page will bring the ball back into play, can go to Azapati, but chooses a shorter option there in Ward. Gave it back to Page. Right foot kick to the outer side centre wing. Inglis can mark this, he does. Speak of Harley, Brad not playing today. Neither Matthew Brett or Mitch Banner. As Inglis goes along the line to half forward. Baker has the ball punched away from him by Perks to the safety of the boundary line. And there'll be a throw in on half forward. Outer side of the ground for the Devils, who keep hanging in and denying North Ballarat more scoreboard damage. They're 11-11-77 North Ballarat, Darley 5-5-35. There's the ball in, tap one by Fenton. Fell in the hands of Angwin, who's tried hard all day, Trent, the big fella. As the party looks hurt, we'll keep an eye on him, the youngster. And the ball spills through, but the umpire's picked out a free kick as O'Brien was about to break away from the congestion. And it's going to go to Angwin, who plays onto the left boot. He'll be happy with his performance today as he runs his full measure and some. Left foot kick to the top of the square. Right, the target couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Will it sit for the youngster? But North Ballarat look more than happy to rush that through for a rush behind. As a party looking a little bit worse for wear. As the ball comes back into play. Chance here for North Ballarat City to combine on the last line of defence. Toos goes short, kicks okay. Over towards Loader, right foot kick, finds Polkinghorn on the defensive 50 in front of Hawkins. His right foot kick goes looking there towards Riding. He took the mark in front of Ward. Gave it back to Toos. Right foot kick was okay. Found Lamb in the end, who ran through the middle of the ground. Right foot kick to McCartan direction. Will it sit for him? It does. He gets around Bewley from 40. Sets sail for the judge. McCallum can mark this. He does. Top of the goal square, uncontested. Wrong-footed in the end there was Darren Leonard, as the kick to the fat side of McCallum made it all a bit too easy there for McCallum. So some good work there by the city captain, McCartan. McCallum goes back and kicks his third goal of the afternoon. He's just one shy of his career best against Darley when he kicked 4 here a couple of years ago. But the result in that 4-goal performance was a loss. But in this case, today, they're going to run out comfortable winners. But nonetheless, 12-11-83 North Ballarat City lead Darley 5-5-35. It's a 48-point advantage to the ladder leaders. So dark clouds continue to move in over the horizon, but no threat of rain just yet as the breeze starts to cool a little. Conditions a little bit more comfortable for the players as the sun was streaming for the best part of that opening half. So Hodgson and McCullum, the leading goal scorers for North Ballarat City with 3 each. 2 each to Fletcher Loader and Jamie Quick. And the major goal scorers for the Devils, Trent Angren has 2. As the ball comes back to the middle of the ground. Sunbury lead Lake Rinneree by 35. Each point lead Redan by 65. Melton lead Bacchus Marsh by 21. And Sebastopol lead Melton South by 118. 43 shots on goal, Sebastopol. Can you believe it? There's the ball up. Tap one by McKelder in the ruck. Only as far as Baker, who got it to half forward. And there's reward for playing in front. Spiteri. Be good to have him up and about next year for the Devils. Very good player. Right foot kick finds Inglis. So the sole boys of the club, the Inglis's and the Spiteris and the like. Baker, he's another one. They'll all be back for another throw at the stumps next year. Plus the growth of all the youngsters. Azzopardi, Bewley, Cadman, Ward, these type. Colley, who's missing today, as Baker will have a shot from centre half forward. It's a beautiful shot with the drop punt. It's all about the distance. Doesn't quite get it. Off hands. Chance for Inglis. Snap on goal has come off hands and through for a minor score. So Darley 5-6-36 now. Trail North Ballarat City 12-11-83. It's a 47-point lead to North City. Ball comes back into play. But the mark's been taken there by Wood. And the youngster will go back and have a shot on goal. Got a good size about him, this young fella. As Sunbury extend to a 53-point lead. 12-16-88 they are. Lake Rinneree 5-5-35. Very similar to the scoreline here. So Wood set sail for the judge. It's bending back. Hasn't quite got the distance. Off hands through for another rush behind. So another nice little weight of possession in the last few minutes for the Devils. Very rarely you can hang your hat on a 47-point loss, but the Devils have been gallant in defeat, clearly undermanned against a flying North Ballarat City. 17 minutes gone, final term. Ball gets to the Social Club side, centre wing, and a mark's been taken there by Drew Locke. Went to go on to his preferred left, gets it inside 50. Players set themselves, 3 North Ballarat City players up against right. Ball spelled to the ground. There was no Darley player there, really. And call it a 50-50 camp at ground level. The umpire says, I'll have it, and he'll ball it up. So 37, Darley. North Ballarat City, 83. 46-point advantage. Running through there was Holt. And that's going to be a free kick. It's going to go North Ballarat's way. It's come off the boot of Holt, who actually claimed the out of bounds on the full, but actually went against him. So North Ballarat will switch play. Oh, that was an errant kick. Had too much on it. Out of bounds. Yeah, they just overcooked that kick. It was all on his own there, Hobbs. He just had to lob the ball to him, but they shot it out of a cannon and went straight over his head out of bounds. So Darley had the ball in there 50 again. Fenton won that tap. Chance here for Cadman. Over the left shoulder. Had too much on it for Hawkins. Tackle taken to the ground there was Toos. What's the umpire going to do? He was going to say, I'll have it. Darley much remonstrating with the umpire there, desperate for another shot on goal. There's the ball up. Tap one by McCullum. Hurried kick out of the congestion there by Nash. Ward couldn't quite take the mark. Riding was clean. And by hand, gets some space out wide there towards Bromley Lynch, who's tackled, taken to the ground. And the umpire says, I'll have it, and he'll ball it up. 19 minutes gone, final term here at Darley Park. There'll be a ball up on half forward for Darley. Tap one by McCullum. Shark there by Bromley Lynch. Ball travels to the Social Club side centre wing. Chance here for Toos. Over the top to McCartan. He's got a paddock. Squaring kicks good. Hodgson should mark this. He does. In front of Page. Weighs up the options. Could have gone to Loader. Goes the longer option. And Quick takes the mark and run into an open goal unselfishly. Over to Polkinghorn. And Polkinghorn kicks a goal. Yeah, it's a bit of a witch's hats passage of play there from the Devils, but numbers prevailed there. They were just getting one out the back, the overlap all the time there, and Chatfield will be happy that Quick gave that goal off. Polkinghorn gets a score, albeit a major, his first of the afternoon. So North Ballarat closing in on the ton. They're 13-11-89. They trailed. They lead Darley 5-7-37, and we're out to 52 points. There's the ball up. Tap one by McCullum. Here they go again. Simons got it to Arts through the middle of the ground. Right foot kick. Led it the target. He went the spoil. Excellent tackle there by Locke. Was on McCartan. Now Loaded grabbed it. He was dispossessed. Unlucky not to be penalised. Well, lucky not to be penalised, really. Because Ward's tackle was good. And incorrect disposal by definition, but the umpire let it go. There'll be a ball up. This worries me when there's no one on the goal line. There's the ball up. Tap. Oh, copy one high there was Loader, but the umpire's view was obscured there. Didn't see it. And there'll be a ball up 15, 20 metres out from the North Ballarat City goal. Sebastopol just having a party up there at Marty Bush. 165 plays 35. Here's the ball up. Tap one by McCullum to Riding. Just off to the left. He's had one of those almost days, Riding. I reckon he's kicked 3 or 4 behinds and 2 out of bounds on the full. So Page to bring the ball back into play. Right foot kick. Goes Social Club side of the ground. Kicks okay as a party was under it. Copped a nice hard knock. North Ballarat again here with numbers. Brock landed on half forward. Left foot kick is a high one across the body. McCartan sets himself. Good use of the body on Peacock. And McCartan will go back and have a shot on goal. 40 metres out. Almost directly in front. Well, McCartan's been busy with Polkinghorn and Simons through the middle of the ground. Arts early was good. Plenty of contributors. Very even bunch. Very hard to match up on because they all play their link of the chain, North Ballarat City, as McCartan's kick on goal. He's off to the left for a minor score. So that'll add to the tally. North Ballarat 13-13-91, Darley 5-7-37. Bacchus Marsh within 14 points against Melton. Locke brings the kick back into play, made it difficult for Beach at ground level. Leonard's got 2 to beat now. How's he going to go? He grabs it, got rid of it, did everything right. Now it's Polkinghorn over the ball, pushed up it there by Leonard, who just stole it and got a possession in the end. He got it to his good mate Page. Hurried right foot kick, got to Fenton through traffic. He threw it in the end. The umpire let it go. McCullum, tackled by English, dropping the ball. David and Goliath battle, and whichever one is the smaller one of those two ended up with a free kick. Inglis goes short. Oh, Cadman through traffic. Could have been held without it. The umpire let it go. Loader over the footy. Went through his legs. Chance here for Arts and Loader. Baker at ground level. Excellent pick up. Went the little toe poke to gain some territory. Running out of space here are North Ballarat as McCullum keeps it in play, keeps it alive. Kemp, look at that for a nice silky gather. Quick hands towards Inglis. Needs to be composed here. But he's knocked off the footy by McCartan as he keeps his feet. Good work, good harassment there by the City captain. And the ball goes over the line for a boundary throw in 50 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal. 54-point lead to North Ballarat City here. There's the throw in. McCullum and Fenton. McCullum on that tap. He's had 100 of those today. Got it to Cadman. Speak of Joel. Hurried right foot kick. Now that's a territory kick. He has found touch. Gained about 35 to 40 metres for his side. Before it rolls over the line for a boundary throw in. Attacking side of centre wing. Outer side of the ground here at Darley Park. It's North Ballarat 91 who lead Darley 37. If anyone's got time to pop up to Marty Bush Reserve, you might have a chance to kick a goal there. There's the boundary throw in. McCullum wins the tap, knocks it towards, well, Baker's had 2 to beat. Numbers prevailed there, and O'Brien just ran through the would-be tackler there and has a party from half forward. Goes in the direction there of Hodgson, but cutting it off there, reading it best there was Leonard. Laconic onto the left boot. Had to be good, but it was just okay in the end. Beecham conceded some ground by hand to Ward. They're going to get out of trouble here, the Devils, through Locke, who's tried hard across the last line of defence. Left foot kick towards half-back, but it's going to come back as quick as it went in as Loader combines through hand. Right foot kick there from Loader. Is off to the right for a minor score. Get back into the defence, they say, the North Ballarat City boys, as Loader misses that little opportunistic icing on the cake shot at goal. As Leonard brings the ball back into play. Finds Fenton. Kicks okay. Oh, Angwin has to wait under it. They're still not out of trouble yet, Darley. 45 metres away from the North Ballarat City goal. Angwin kicked it into the man on the mark of Fletcher Loader. Over the footy now is Peacock. Ball's at his ankles. The umpire's going to blow the whistle and effect the ball up here. Sunbury by 60 over Lake Windaree. 118 Sebastopol over Melton South, and 65 is the lead from East Point over Redan. Big results. McCullum wins the tap, but he concedes a free kick. Page will run away with the advantage. Chips to a right foot, fat side of Harley Inglis. It sits okay for him. Corralling him there was Jenkins, but Inglis's kick goes in the right direction. He had 2 to beat, and the big fella there at Hobbs at the back with body and pressure forced the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in, but credit to Wright. That's heavy contest there, and he's going to be a player to be reckoned with in the coming years. He's only 16 or 17 years old, the young fella, playing up against Hobbs. So there's the boundary throw-in. Tap won by O'Brien. He just knocked it back towards the boundary line. England kept it in, favoured Baker. O'Brien came in 100 miles an hour and missed him, and then Leonard took Baker to the ground. I speak of Brock, but the umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. On half forward, outer side of the ground for Darley. It's about 2.5 kicks away from the score. 26.5 minutes gone. Can they get one more, the Devils, and near their average against top 6 sides? There's the kick, left foot along the line, as the party couldn't mark, but Page was there for the reinforcements. His hand pass was a little wild for Beecham. He wanted to be quick. Quick right foot kick was okay. Marked by Cadman. Now where's Cadman going to go? Keeps it low. Looking for Baker. Slips catch. Just bounced in front of him. Made it very hard for him. And they're going to run away again here through Brock Leonard. Can go to Polkinghorn short. It's okay to Polkinghorn. And waste no time. Hand pass over the top. Simons has got plenty of time to measure the kick. In the riding direction, he takes a mark in front of Ward. And riding the left footer will go back and have a shot on goal. And get some just reward for his hard work this afternoon. He needs to finish this one off, and that'll be a good tick for a player who plays a deep forward sort of pocket role, which is not an easy position to play any day of the week at senior level. So North Ballarat 92, lead Darley 37. Now 28 minutes gone, final term. So Riding with a deliberate shot on goal, 40 metres out. Leans back on the kick. This one's going to go across the face of goal. There's not going to be a score here. Leonard goes the punch, so too Hodgson. Hodgson wins it out, and then Locke tried to soccer the ball out of defence, but it shimmied off the side of his boot and rolled over the line for a boundary throw-in. Couldn't be long left, Vic. 2 minutes 51 remain in this rounding out of games. Each side will have played each other once, so when you check the ladder tomorrow, you'll know exactly where your team's at, having played every side once. There's the throw-in, scramble at ground level. And the umpire says, I'll have it, and he'll ball it up. Sting certainly gone out of the game here. It's been a bit of a break, a couple of weeks off from the COVID. So there's the ball up, tap won by O'Brien. Chance here, quick hands, chance for Toos, outside of the right boot, clever goal, beautiful finish there by North Ballarat City. 14 goals, 14, 98 North Ballarat lead Darley 5-7, 37. Toos gets his first of the afternoon. Excellent finish, and again, the unselfish nature by hand when it comes off with North Ballarat. They're certainly a side to be reckoned with, and justifiably so. They've shown today reasons why they are on top of the table. They've had a few patchy moments by foot, but primarily by hand and weight of possession. The numbers around the ball, they've been very good. There's the ball up. Tap one by McKeldrew. O'Brien out of the middle. Now it's his turn. Left-hand hand pass. Only went as far as Beecham. As the rain starts to tumble down here at Darley Park. Cadman takes the mark. Social Club sign centre wing. Looking to weigh up the options. He's got Hawkins short, but he'll go further afield towards Angwin. It went over his head. The umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to Angwin. What he nearly would have snuck into the best players today for the Devils, Angwin. So, he's been a very handy in today, despite the loss. There's the left foot kick. Gets plenty of it. But he's overcooked the kick. The mark's been taken on the last line of defence by Hobbs. He goes short by foot. The kick's okay. And Polkinghorn has ball in hand. You can weigh up the options. Goes further afield. But Darley got numbers here. But somehow North Ballarat ended up with the footy, but they've coughed it up to Cadman. Angwin would want to be quick. Could have been held without it. The umpire let it go. Simon's tackled. Take it to the ground. Darley wanting a free kick, but the umpire says no. He'll pull it up. Half forward. 90 seconds remain. I reckon it's about 90 minutes until the rain will really start to come down. There's the ball up. Chance here for Inglis. Out of the congestion. Gets ball to boot. Tumbling kick to half forward. At the back. Here's an opportunity for Spiteri. Clever. Ran his full measure. Shot on goal. He's put it through. He's got some class, Lee Spiteri, that's for sure. And he gets his second of the afternoon. And Darley get their sixth. And they move to 6-7-43. They trail North Ballarat 14-14, 98. So while the numbers don't always tell a story, they've been pretty close here this afternoon. As North Ballarat averaging about 98 points a game and Darley 45. So that's just about what the score is at the moment. Play continues. Fenton won that tap. Baker tried hard all day against that midfield unit of North Ballarat. They just keep rotating players through there. They got 6 or 7 that go through there. Darley don't have that luxury. There's the ball up. Tap one by Fenton. Ball spills free. Chance for Leonard. I speak of Brock. Dispossessed. Chance here for the racehorse. I speak of Kemp. Took a bounce. Wanted the players to come to him. They didn't. The only one that did was Wright. He sets himself. But he's out-bodied there by Hobbs. It was a 2-on-1 against Wright once again. So they bring the ball out of defence. The mark's team taken there by Nash. He's quite happy to give everyone a breather. Take his time to get rid of the ball by foot. Goes short. Kicks okay to Simons. He's had plenty of it, Simons. Fair player. Been a good four-quarter effort. Right foot kick goes into the middle of the ground. Looking to it towards Quick. Page got a hand on it. Ball spills free into the middle of the ground. Plays in from everywhere. I expect there'll be a ball up. Right where the game started this afternoon. Dead smack in the middle of the ground. Melton lead Bacchus Marsh by 19 points. There's the ball up. Baker, good hands, got it to Coots Major, who had more time. Could have ran 15 metres with the footy, but just threw it onto the boot. And only